Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Zillia, and thank you for joining me as we dive deeper into the character of Fumino from the We Never Learn manga series, following the events of chapter 162. This chapter does a great job of building pressure onto the character that this route is currently following, that of course being Furuhashi herself, and if her inner battles/struggles with her own conflicting emotions wasn't enough for her character, then this chapter deals a massive blow to her, as Uraka basically declares that she too will confess her feelings to the person that she loves once the exams are over. Now, of course, we all know that Furuhashi knows who Uraka likes. We all know that Furuhashi likes the person that Uraka likes, that of course being Narayuki Yuiga. Now, I really did like this piece of writing from this chapter, as it pretty much forces Furuhashi in the future chapters to make a choice. Does she A, allow Uraka to confess her feelings, making her friend happy at the cost of her own happiness? We've seen this before from Furuhashi's character, where she kind of pushes her emotions down and suppresses her own desires and feelings. Does she take that route again, or does she omit her feelings before Uraka gets a chance to? Which one? Who knows? But because of this panel that we see, so the confession panel, this pretty much tells us that a time limit has been set up for Furuhashi. She knows when her deadline is. If she doesn't make up her mind by this time, so by the time the exams are over, she knows that her chances with Narayuki are pretty much over. Now, this adds a bit more tension and a bit more development in the near future for Furuhashi's character, and the tension part comes into the chapter as it builds suspense for us as readers to go, hold on a minute, will she tell now? Or when will she actually tell her feelings? When will she confess? We'll be constantly on the edge of our seats wondering when that would be. Obviously it's going to be towards the end of the route, but they might throw a curveball and kind of do something slightly different. Now, I personally would like Furuhashi to make up her mind a little bit too late. Now, hear me out. And basically have Yuiga turn Uraka down after Uraka confesses. That way, they won't destroy the friendship between Uraka and Furuhashi, and it gives Yuiga a chance to shine in a way that he finally realizes his own feelings towards Furuhashi, thus making the relationship between Fumino and Yuiga a lot more believable towards the end of this route. Because at the moment, we know that the feelings are very one-sided. And that's the way it's been through most of the routes until like the very end. So the fact that we could see Narayuki kind of going, sorry Uraka, I'm really sorry, but you're not the one for me. You see, there's somebody else that I like. And then we have Furuhashi overhearing this. And this gives her a bit more confidence, it gives her a bit more courage, and she finally comes forward and admits her feelings, just as Yuiga is about to admit his. Now I think that would be a bit more on the lines of like a fairy tale ending, and Furuhashi's character is all about good story writing and, fairy tale-like vibes and feelings. And I think that would be the way that the route kind of ends, but that's just my personal preference. I think you guys probably know what you want to see, and if you have any other ideas, then let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. However, we have seen it time and time again, where Furuhashi has suppressed herself, and nothing really comes of it. But since it's her route, we know it's going to be a happy ending for this character, but nevertheless, let's keep going. Now, Furuhashi's facial expressions in this chapter were So the facial expressions in this chapter from Furuhashi were absolutely fantastic. It was basically showing and highlighting her emotions and her desires. Even without the text, you can definitely tell the different types of emotions that Furuhashi was feeling. You have joy, pleasure, discomfort, confliction, happiness, relaxed, a whole plethora of emotions vacated and shown through some amazing artwork and some brilliant body language. This is something that We Never Learn has done time and time again very, very well with the character of Furuhashi, and this chapter is no exception. It's absolutely brilliant with the amount of expressions and emotion on display. Like, for example, if you're looking at these images here, you got the bottom image where it's got all of them in a row. After the conversation that they've just had, after witnessing and hearing Uraka state that she's going to confess her feelings to Narayuki once it's over, we obviously have confliction in Furuhashi's heart, which mixes with sadness, as she's happy cheering away her friends, and then the door closes and her expression changes to that more of a sad expression, because she knows that her happiness with Yuiga is going to come to a short end. And unfortunately, she's going to have to try and do something and push her way through to, make that a reality. You got pleasure up at the top there when Narayuki's kind of rubbing up against her. That's probably my favourite expression from this chapter. It just reminds me of something that you probably wouldn't see from the series too often. But again, you have a lot of emotions packed into this chapter that are conveyed brilliantly. Now, the rest of the chapter was really good in my opinion, as it captured the classic We Never Learn vibe and feelings of slice of life and comedy. Going back to the chocolate situation in Valentine's Day, having it play out slightly differently, I thought was fine. As far as I could tell, there were no loopholes created, much like when we've had with the Rizu route. They went back and changed a few things, and there was some controversial type of loopholes that just didn't make sense. This time, they changed it, and it does make sense, and it works for Furuhashi's character in a way that forces her to try and make that decision yet again. And lastly, I saw a comment saying that the fact that they skipped to Valentine's Day and that part of the story was a bit fast, and Yuiga would have already healed by this point. Now, I can't say if that's true or not because I just can't remember, so sorry about that. However, if Furuhashi is having fun with Yuiga being around constantly because he said that he would stay with her until her injury heals, then this could basically just be her playing on that injury. She could basically be faking her ankle still hurting at this point. It might be completely healed. And this would fit nicely with the dialogue that we got from last week's chapter, that being chapter 161, where she's saying that she wishes it could last longer. She knows it's only going to be until the wound heals, and she wishes that they could, do that see you later every morning, every day. And if her injury is still there, then that dream and that wish of hers can still be true. She can still have it. So, to me, that's one way to explain how she's still injured even after a long period of time. It makes sense, and it would also show the fact that Furuhashi can indeed be selfish, which this character really needs to show the traits, because she needs to express that she can be selfish and do things that she wants to do for herself, not to make other people happy. And if that's a small hint that she's doing that, then to me that's good development and a step in the right direction for her character, especially on this route. Now, although I thought this chapter was a great setup chapter for things to come in the future, again, it sets up that time limit on how quickly Furuhashi has to act and make up her own decisions, and I can't wait to see how things are going to play out moving forward. And if you're a fan of this series and you like this type of content, then why not subscribe to the Anime today, or drop a comment down below, let me know your thoughts on this chapter, and let's have a chat about A, the chapter, or B, the series in general, or anything that you want to talk about. Just put it down, I'll get back to you, and we'll have a great discussion. Like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video, but let me know why. I've changed up a few things like my thumbnails and the way I present the information, so if you want to give me feedback on that, brilliant. Otherwise, I hope you have an amazing day. Arigato, matane, goodbye. All in all, pretty good.